Hello, everyone. Welcome to a kind of spontaneous live stream. Um, as I've mentioned for a couple of months now, it's been full steam ahead with the day job at Purple Goat and the outside of the day job life admin of arranging the care team and wheelchairs and adapted cars. So it's been busier than ever, despite the second lockdown that we went into in the UK more recently. I just hesitated there because I remembered that someone I spoke to the other day in Northern Ireland had been in lockdown longer. So anyway, for those that just more recently went into lockdown in the UK, but either way, life has been busy. But it wasn't totally spontaneous to go live today because I was aware for a couple of weeks that I am hosting or moderating a live streamed event this evening at 5 p.m. It's going to be going via the Kandu group Facebook page. You can see along the bottom there where it says Kandu group. So hopefully if you search, that's Kandu with a K, Kande group. If you put that on Facebook, find the page and like it, then you'll be able to follow the live stream later. But that's a little bit the technicalities. You're probably just wondering, first of all, what is the live stream? And that was why I'd semi-planned to come live today and to say hello and give a general update, but also, yeah, to let you know a bit more about what's happening. So I guess the first place to start is what is the Kandu group would be a fair and reasonable question that you may have. So I don't remember or know exactly how long ago it started and exactly who the sort of founders were, but I got to know, I think first instance was Rob from Active Hands. So Active Hands, I had Rob on my podcast. I think he did a Daily Sieve episode in the summer, and also about a year ago was on my audio only version podcast. But anyway, if you haven't sort of come across Rob and Active Hands, then the best place to learn a lot more would be on one of those sort of podcast episodes. But basically, it's to do with products that help grip with your hands for people that for different reasons don't have the level of grip needed for I think Rob talks about starting out with sort of exercise and fitness or holding weight, but the products have evolved, and Active Hands indeed has evolved with being able to open things in the kitchen. It's not only pure workout, but I think that's more where it starts. Anyway, you'll be able to learn more about it. Rob can do a better job than I can of explaining what Active Hands does. But Rob, since I've known him, has been involved in Kandu. That's how I heard about it. And it's basically a network of small businesses, or I'd say small, and some are medium, some are larger, but it's smaller businesses. A lot have disabled founders or co-founders, but that's not a prerequisite. The main thing is that the businesses sell something to disabled people. So obviously the founders or the co-founders may not be disabled, but ultimately all of the businesses are selling something to the disabled community. And from what I understood, the reason to start the Kandu group was to give that support. When you're particularly a very small business, sometimes a solopreneur, as the entrepreneur that is only themselves and no team is sometimes known. We all crack on with doing the product development, working out the audience and the needs and making the product better, doing the marketing, maybe fundraising for startup capital or for growth capital, all the different things we know about. Those of you watching or aware of in the business world, there's a lot. It's finance, HR, compliance. There's a lot to know about. So on one level, it is more that behind the scenes, because I joined as Disability Horizons probably 3-4 years ago now, and we have meetings every 2 or 3 months and just share what we're up to, and it's just a lovely, positive, motivational support network. And if anyone's got any difficulties or any questions, there's always someone in the group that has the answer. So that's not going to be what the live stream is about tonight, but I think it's quite nice to actually share that that's a big part of why the Kandu group was formed and the kind of ways that we help each other. It's a community of entrepreneurs and business owners that are in the disability space. So obviously one of the potential ways that was always spoken about was collaborating with marketing. And there's a lot over the years, as the blogs and the magazines, obviously the influencers that we now at Purple Goat work with. There's all sorts of different ways of doing marketing under your own brand, as well as amplifying it through social media. Of course, there's offline, like we always had NADEX, the exhibition in Birmingham once a year that was, of course, was cancelled or at least rescheduled because of COVID, and a handful of other in-person events. So, there's always lots of marketing going on, always lots of ways that Kandu Group have supported each other with like a website and leaflets just to help raise awareness of what each other's businesses are up to. But yeah, particularly with COVID, we've just been chatting over the sort of summer into the autumn about wanting to do something experiential where we could all get together, we can share all of the different value we've got, like health experts, we've got so many different, wheelchairs that can go on all-terrain, outside and all-terrain situations. Do have a look at more information for all the different businesses, all the different products. But it was more how we could come together in an event that was really fun and interesting for disabled people in the disabled community. And so maybe draw a line now from kind of what Kandu is and the businesses involved. This is by no means intended as some sort of sales pitch. It's then the reason we're doing the event is to engage everybody. So we've set up, I think there's 3 events. I'm more involved in the one today, which is at 5 p.m. And I really hope you can join us for the live. And of course, if you're unable to join for any reason at 5, it will still be on the Facebook page afterwards. But those that are on the live, of course, you'll be able to ask questions. We'll do a Q&A at the end. So I'd say there's 3 sessions, and there'll be more information of the other 2 if that's of interest at another point. But in terms of today, we're focusing on physical and mental health. Now, actually, many of you will have seen I did a post on Sunday, I think I published it, about the fact that in September and October, I'd had some therapy just because I felt that over the course of COVID and the summer and all sorts of things to do with COVID, but all sorts of other things that, probably just built up over life had come to a bit of a pinch point. And I was by no means in bad state or bad shape. I've actually been feeling generally good. But as I explained in the blog post, I just felt there was some stuff I needed to talk through, have that input from a professional that is unbiased. I have amazing loved ones, family, friends, obviously Cash and my fiance, who I talk a lot to about stuff day to day. But yeah, it just felt like the right thing to do. So this happened not in isolation because it's all connected, right? But ultimately, me publishing that was separate to the fact that we're doing this event tonight that touches on physical and mental health. But in a way, it probably further articulates and further illustrates that, we're all having a weird year. We're all stressed and sometimes struggling for different reasons. And so for me, on a personal level, that blog post wasn't to raise an alarm. It was more, for me, prevention rather than cure, if that makes sense. Like I said before, I wasn't in a bad way. I just wanted to address it before it became a bigger problem. And I think with my sort of platform and all the work I've done in this space, I know that whenever I've had some sort of experience, once I've come out the other side and I've got my head around it and I've made the learnings, if you like, on a personal level, I've always shared, whether it was how I went to uni, how I went to work, how I traveled a lot, all the different how-tos. And I think this felt even more important in some ways to share this personal experience I've had very recently around mental health. So we'll touch a bit, I may mention it slightly when I open up the show later, but we've then got other guests that are going to be doing sessions on both. So we're going to have, in terms of physical health, there's going to be a workout, and it's an adapted one. So whatever your ability is, you will be able to have some, engagement and involvement with that live workout. So yeah, definitely. And as I said before, if you're not quite up to doing it live, which would be great if more people could do it live at the same time. There's something about everyone coming together at the same moment. But equally, yeah, you could just watch it back tomorrow morning if you're more of a morning workout kind of person. So there'll be this live fitness workout. And also there's going to be an actual session that is a little bit more around mental health. And, just I think it's going to be, and I don't want to speak and maybe not do a spoiler. You have to come along to see what it exactly entails. But the way that we generally should look after our physical body with workout, with healthy diet, with all this sort of stuff. There's also the mental health. There are practices that we can fit into our day, and so that session will give you some tools and some strategies if that's something that is also of interest to you. So yeah, I think that was what I really wanted to jump on today and say. So if you are interested in watching us live, it's at 5 p.m. on the Kandu group, Kandu group on Facebook. It's a Facebook page. I think we're doing it via Zoom, but it's going to be broadcast to the Facebook page. Disability Horizons have shared articles and social media posts about it. So if for any reason you're struggling to find it off of a search, you can also go via Disability Horizons as well. And then just before I went live, I actually shared the sort of promo video. So again, if you want to understand a bit more of the people involved and some of the things that are happening on tonight's particular session, then yeah, by all means, just jump on that video. And I think I put it on my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn before I went live, so you can get a bit more information what it's all about from that video promo. And again, it will a bit more where to find us. So that's today, and obviously watch back afterwards if you want to as well. And then just the last thing to mention is tomorrow at noon, and today is Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday, just in case you're watching this randomly later on in the week, because I know sometimes these live streams they always stay live, or rather published. So just if you're watching this at another point, today is Tuesday the 10th of November. So tomorrow, Wednesday the 11th at noon, we are going live with Gavin from Neatbox to talk about the campaign we did at Purple Goat. We were his agency, or their agency. They were our client, and we did an amazing campaign together. And we'll mention a bit about the campaign and some of the lessons and learnings, but really it's broader than that. It's bigger than that. It's not about one marketing campaign. We just want to actually talk about our philosophy, if you like. We know we all want the world to be inclusive. We know there are these barriers, whether they're environmental, attitudinal, or procedural. If you've ever seen my keynote talks, you'll know all about when I talk about the social model of disability. We're aware of all these problems, right? But Gavin and us guys at Purple Goat have had some really interesting chats that we want to share with you about more solutions and ways we can empower disabled people and empower the disability community to overcome these barriers that are still here and have been around for far too long, and also how we can work together with businesses and governments. And we've got some ideas on how we can try to make that happen a bit quicker and faster and better. So tune in tomorrow on my normal social channels for our live stream again. And in the meantime, I hope to see you later on today at the Kandu group live stream on physical and mental well-being. And Kevin has just said that'll be interesting, hearing us about Neatbox. Yeah, absolutely. Neatbox and Gavin are prolific. I'll just bring up your comment there, Kevin. Thank you for writing that. Yeah, so tune in tomorrow to find out more about what we're discussing with Neatbox anyway. And in the meantime, thanks for everyone that was watching on the live and the thumbs up and the hearts that I can see at the top. And for those watching it later in the day or tomorrow, thanks also for engaging. And I'll be back again tomorrow with the crew, the posse, the entourage. In the meantime, take care. Have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.